religion and free speech, and the explosive intersection of the two. The Westboro Baptist Church is known for picketing the funerals of U.S. soldiers and Marines in protest over what the church sees as the ills of American society, gays in particular. Today, their free speech case ended up before the Supreme Court, but we wanted to know more about who they are and what they believe. To get answers, my co-anchor Terry Moran boarded the Westboro van for our series, Faith Matters.
They're shocking.
God showed his wrath to thee.
They're cruel and outrageous, and for most Americans, simply beyond the pale.
Thank God for dead soldiers.
But should they be against the law? What the members of the tiny Westboro Baptist Church in Topeka, Kansas do at the funerals of fallen soldiers and Marines seems to have violated an almost universal sense of basic human decency. And they know it, and they're proud of it.
Well, you seem to have crossed the line for just about everyone.
You know what? How good that is for you to say that?
That's good.
Yes, because this nation has crossed every line of God's standards.
For 5 years now, the few dozen zealots who belong to the Westboro Baptist Church, most of them are from one family, the Phelps clan, have been spewing a grim and dark message. A message they argue that it's their First Amendment right to spread. And today they brought that message and that argument to the Supreme Court.
When you have a public funeral and you broadcast to the nation that that dead soldier is a hero and that God is blessing America, we will be there and tell you God is cursing America.
That's Margie Phelps, whose father Fred founded the Westboro Church. She's their lead attorney, and that's one side of her. Yet this is her yesterday. Yes, that's her wearing the American flag around her waist.
You ever hear that old saying about the lawyer who represents herself as a fool for a client?
Sure, I've heard that, and if I wasn't professional and if I didn't understand proper decorum, I've been representing this church for 20 years, and I've been picketing for 20 years, and I win them all.
For the past 4 days, church members and their kids have been making their way to Washington for their big day in court, traveling from Topeka along I-70.
All of these flags are going to have to go home into the laundry. Yikers.
Every couple of hours, they stop and picket or protest somewhere. Out come the hateful signs, up starts the hateful singing. This little church, as they like to call themselves, always attracts a loud crowd on the other side. We rode along with the church members as they headed to Arlington National Cemetery to protest there.
Everyone I talk to about this case has the same reaction.
Yeah.
And it's not friendly towards you.
That they'd like to shut us up. Is that the reaction they have?
Is there no other way? Is there no other place?
No.
A funeral when they're,
Well,
when
first
they're
of
mourning
all,
their babies.
no, okay, wait a minute.
Is there
Hold up.
no other place?
The
Can't you be
trial
more
court-
human than
no,
that?
the trial court
Can't you
said-
be more decent than that?
Time, place, and manner.
Let's
the trial
give it
court
to him.
said,
Let's let the lady sing it for him.
I'm getting it.
Ready?
just a second, what are they singing?
Crying about your feelings for your sin, no shame. You're going straight to hell on your crazy train. That's what we're telling you. You have reduced this entire nation to a bunch of squally girls.
Back on the road, there's a little praying,
Praise thy holy name and give thanksgiving, Lord.
a little singing,
And we'll be glad.
and a lot of attention, to their media coverage.
This tweet says we need a media blackout at the Westboro Baptist Church.
They also had a story about a dead soldier out of Frederick.
Do you like doing this?
Oh, I love it. If you knew how fun. We just drove for 4 days in this van with 9 people, including 2 little boys. And we stopped all along the way. It was our I-70 Godsmack tour.
Yeah, they seem to enjoy what they do. They don't seem to care at all about the pain they cause, the pain you could still hear in the voice of Albert Snyder today outside the Supreme Court.
It is something no family should have to live through.
Albert Snyder's son, Marine Lance Corporal Matthew Snyder, was killed serving his country in Iraq in 2006. He was 20 years old. The Westboro Church picketed his funeral.
I'm sorry that they raised their son for the devil in hell. I'm sorry that they let him have anything to do with the army and that he got himself killed over there defending a country.
That's Fred Phelps, Margie's father and the pastor of Westboro. After his son's funeral, Albert Snyder sued Phelps and the church. That's why the case is in court.
All we wanted to do was bury Matt with dignity and respect.
Yesterday, church members rolled into Washington and headed to what they think is the center of everything that's wrong in the world, the White House.
No hesitation, you got more perversion to display. But there's no part of you haven't picked already.
Among the protesters on this chilly October afternoon, another counter-protester.
Do I agree with their message? Absolutely not. But do I agree that they should have the right to come spread their filth? Unfortunately for all of us, yes, I do.
Then Arlington, where just as soon as the busloads of Westboro members started singing, a group of veterans on motorcycles showed up to try to drown them out. But Westboro, not only are they used to these counter demonstrations, they laugh at what their opponents do.
Louder, ladies, louder!
Mocking the motorcycle revving as their flag dancing music. As they desecrate the flag Matthew Snyder and so many others buried here have died for. But they don't buy that idea.
And we're not afraid. We're not afraid of any of these brutes out here.
One of the reasons you're not afraid is because people like Matthew Snyder died for your freedom
They are so proud, so defiant.
And your army goes marching to hell.
Aren't you ashamed of yourselves?
Why would we be ashamed of ourselves for upholding the standard of God?
The Westboro protesters are professionals at this, and Margie Phelps knows the law.
The commitment in this nation is wide open, robust, public debate up to and including the most outrageous talk. And if all you've got as the plaintiff is an adverse emotional impact, that's the words of the court. Let me put that in some colloquial street talk. You hurt my feelings. The First Amendment says you don't get $11 million.
And at the end of the day, it seems the Westboro protesters know all they've really accomplished is to make themselves despised.
By the way, you're getting all your bowing down. We're not stopping your bowing down. Who have we persuaded? Who have we changed?
Nobody.
What funeral have we stopped? What saluting have we prevented?
None.
What taps have we silenced?
Not a one.
Then get over yourself.
Until the country changes its ways to suit them or the Supreme Court finds against them, this show will go on and on. For Nightline, I'm Terry Moran.